know that moment when you look at your bank account and think, wow, I'm almost a real adult. I have savings. And there you are, sitting all proud, like you just invented the wheel, because you've got, let's say, $10,000 in your account. 10,000. That's practically a fortune. You're already imagining how in a couple years you'll buy a car, maybe a yacht. Okay, not a yacht, but at least a decent used car. And so you decide to be responsible. No spontaneous purchases, no let's go somewhere, just iron discipline. You open a savings account, because that's what all adults do, right? The bank promises you a whopping 5% annual interest. 5. You feel like Warren Buffett. You're already mentally buying a second car with the interest. A year passes. You proudly log into your banking app, rubbing your hands together, expecting to see, boom, you now have $10,500. $500 of pure profit. You're rich. You go to the store to finally buy that jacket you were eyeing a year ago. It cost $300 back then. You walk in, look at the price tag, $450. Wait, what? You rub your eyes. Maybe it's a different jacket. Nope, same one. The salesperson smiles. Inflation, you know. Inflation. The word sounds so innocent, like some sweet aunt who bakes cookies. But no, this is Godzilla, come to stomp on your financial dreams. You start remembering. A year ago, pizza cost $20. Now it's $27. Coffee was $5. Now it's $8. Gas. Oh God, let's not even talk about gas. Your car doesn't drink gasoline anymore, it drinks liquid gold. You return home, sit on the couch and start calculating. If inflation is 10% a year and your savings account gives 5, wait, does that mean you lost 5%? But you have more money now. You open the calculator. 10,000 plus 5% equals 10,500. But if prices rose by 10%, then now with these 10,500, you can buy as much as a year ago you could with 9,000. 9,000! You just lost $1,000 just lying on the couch. This is worse than losing at a casino. At least casinos are fun. But here you were, responsible, adult, doing it right, and you still lost. You call a friend, tell him about your discovery. He says, come on, you're exaggerating. And then you realize you need to prove it to him. You start researching. You look at statistics. Turns out, over the last 5 years, food prices have risen by 50%, and your savings account during that time gave you 28%. You're literally getting poorer while getting richer. It's like running down an escalator that's going down. You seem to be moving, but you're still descending. This is absurd! And then you remember your grandma, who always said, in my day you could live a week on $1. And you laughed at her. Thought, yeah, Grandma, in your day dinosaurs still walked around. But now you understand. She was right. In 20 years, you'll be that same old dude telling your grandkids, in my day, coffee cost $8. And they'll look at you like you're crazy because coffee will cost $30. You panic. You start Googling how to protect savings from inflation. The internet advises stocks, bonds, real estate, gold, cryptocurrency. Wait, crypto? You remember how your neighbor invested in some moon coin and now works as a delivery driver because he lost everything? Stocks? You don't understand how they work. You once tried to buy Tesla stock and accidentally signed up for a yoga course. Real estate? With your $10,500, you could maybe buy a garage in a bad neighborhood. Gold? Where do you store it? Under the mattress? What if someone steals it? You imagine burglars breaking into your place and finding only a gold bar and a collection of empty iPhone boxes that you keep just in case. And so you sit there, staring at the ceiling and thinking, maybe I should just spend it all, while this money is still worth something? And that's when the fun begins. You go to the mall. First store, TV. I need a TV, you tell yourself. Don't I already have a TV? So what? A second one won't hurt. You buy it. Second store, coffee machine. This is an investment. Now I won't buy coffee at the coffee shop for $8. The logic is bulletproof. You take it. Third store, gorilla costume. Why? Who knows? Might come in handy. Inflation, right? Gotta spend. 2 hours later, you walk out of the mall with 3 huge bags, an empty wallet, and a strange sense of victory. There, you think. Now inflation won't get me. The next day you wake up, look at the gorilla costume in the corner of the room and realize you're an idiot. A classic. 100% idiot. You didn't beat inflation. You just spent all your money on nonsense. It's like fighting a fire by dousing yourself in gasoline. Technically you did something, but the result? Questionable. And then that same friend calls. He asks, so, how's your war with inflation? You look at the gorilla costume. You say nothing. Listen, he says, do you know there are index funds? They grow with the market. On average, give about 10 to 12% a year. You hang up. You open Google. You read about index funds. about diversification, about long-term investing, and you understand. All this time, you were playing a game whose rules you didn't know. Inflation isn't an enemy, it's just reality, like gravity. You can be angry at it, but it still works. The only way to deal with it is to play by the rules. Don't hide money under the mattress. Don't spend everything on gorilla costumes. Though, admit it, it's cool. But invest it in something that grows faster than prices. A month later, you open an investment account. You buy your first index fund. The amount is laughable. Only $500 left after your shopping madness. But it's a start. 6 months pass. The fund grew by 8%.
Woohoo!
It's not much, but it's more than inflation. You feel a strange calmness, as if you finally understood how this world works. You're not a millionaire yet, but you're no longer that naive person who thought a savings account was an investment. You look at the gorilla costume in the corner. You smile. You know what? You think, maybe that was the best purchase, because it's what made you think. It's what started your financial education. And next time when your friend asks, "How are your savings doing?" you can answer, "Great, they finally started working," instead of just lying there slowly dying. That's how it is. Inflation still eats your money, but now at least you know how to feed them faster than it can take a bite. And that, is already a victory. A small one, but yours.
Woohoo!
So, friends, if you recognized yourself in this story, hey, we're in the same boat. If you still think your bank savings account will make you rich, I have news for you, and it's not great. And if you're already investing and know how to beat inflation, good job. You're ahead of the game, or ahead of me with my gorilla costume, which is basically the same thing. The main thing, remember, money should work, not just lie there melting like ice cream in the sun. And yes, if this video helped you realize that your savings are quietly dying while you're watching Netflix, hit that like button. It's free and not subject to inflation. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode of my financial failures and accidental wins. And write in the comments, what's the weirdest thing you've bought in a panic? I've got a gorilla costume. Beat that. See you in the next video, where I might tell you how this costume finally paid off. Spoiler, it didn't. Bye!